Hello, this is Ahmed Rahimi. Welcome to Ahmed YouTube channel. If you're watching this video, you're probably looking for a way, a method, a tip in order to improve your spoken English. Or you're speaking overall, doesn't matter if you're learning English or any other language. You've probably practiced a lot of methods and tips like talking in front of the mirror, talking by yourself, having thoughts in the language that you're learning in English, or you found someone to practice with, you joined online voice rooms in order to speak English and enhance your English skills, and you're still struggling and you cannot speak fluently and accurately, and you're looking for a way in order to improve your English spoken to be able to speak fluently and accurately. If you're that guy, you're on the right track, and this video is for you. So, I'm Ahmed Rahimi. I just passed the TOEFL 1 month ago, and I got 101, and now I'm teaching English in a private organization. And I've been asked a lot from my students recently that how can I improve my spoken English? I have been learning English for a very long time, for years, but I'm not able to speak fluently. What's the matter? What's the problem? And personally, when I was learning English, I had the same problem. It was really difficult to improve my speaking, but eventually I managed, and I got to a point that now I can speak fluently and accurately. In this video, I'm going to give you just one tip, and that one tip can change the whole game for you. And that is the thing that most of teachers, most of instructors, they don't tell you. Maybe they don't know, or maybe they're not taught, but in this video, I'm going to unlock that secret for you. So what it is? First and foremost, so let's dive into that tip that I'm going to give you. First and foremost, you should change your method. The way that you're learning the language, the way that you're practicing is incorrect. Stephen Krashen, who studied language acquisition for over 30 years, states that we either learn a language or acquire a language. Learn and acquire. And most of English learners that we use the word learn, they learn the language. They don't acquire the language. And they are very different things. There are two different things. Like first, learning. Learning means that learners, individuals actively try to enhance their skills, whether it's vocabulary, grammar, speaking, doesn't really matter. They actively try to improve their skills. And when they actively try, they think. Before speaking, they think about that sentence that they are going to deliver or that they are going to put out. They think about that, and it takes time. That sentence takes time, and eventually they are not able to speak fluently. So this is learning, that they actively try to speak better, which causes them not to speak better and have difficulty. The second method is acquiring, that individuals, they can acquire the language like the way children do. Children never ever learn their native language. They acquire the language. Like how? You might say, look, they never get up in the morning and says, Daddy, can you teach me some grammar today? They never say, no, big brother, can you give me some vocabulary today? I want to enhance my vocabulary. If you want to learn a language naturally, okay, I use the term learn a lot because it's the most common verb, and most of teachers and instructors, they use this, and also learners, they use the term learn. You should shift the word learn to acquire. I think children never acquire language actively. They passively, subconsciously acquire the language. So the real focus is on the message, not on the form. To put it in other words, it means that they focus on what is being said and what is being delivered, not on how it is being delivered. Do you understand what I mean? Now I'm going to repeat it again. They focus on what is being said rather than on how it is being said or how it is being delivered. Got it? So these shifting your thought and your thinking from learning to acquiring can change everything for you. And if from now you try to acquire the language, it'll be much better. And when you're acquiring, the most interesting thing about acquiring is that you don't know that you're acquiring. Let me give an example. Now you're watching this video and you probably understand this video, the whole content about this, and you might not be actively listening to the words that I'm saying, but you're focused on what I am saying. I am saying that you should shift your idea from learning to acquiring, and you understand it. And you don't think about the grammar I use, you don't think about the words I use, but actually, subconsciously, you're acquiring these words that I'm using. Some of them might be new for you, some of them might not be. Eventually, you will be familiar with those words. Do you know what I mean? This is that if you just shift your idea and your perspective from learning to acquiring, a lot of beautiful things will happen and your speaking will get better, much better. So, what is the best practice for you? What can you do to acquire English from now rather than learning? So, what I come with, the best method I come with to have input, comprehensible input, and have a lot of messages inside to focus on what is being said, the best way for me was listening a lot. This listening helps too much. And when you're listening, you're actually acquiring. And when you're listening, you should be focused on what is being said and you should have enough comprehensible input. Stephen Krashen claims that all human beings, they learn a language in one way and that is the only way, and they learn the language through having enough comprehensible input. When they have enough comprehensible input and enough message inside, rather than forms that they don't think about the way it is being said and it is being transferred, the real focus is on what is being transferred, and eventually they will start speaking like children. Children acquire what their parents say for 2 years, and eventually naturally they start speaking, was saying one word, then two words, then one half of a sentence, then a complete sentence, and gradually they become really well at that. So that's what you can do. So now, what you can do, what can be the best comprehensible input for you, and how you should practice that your speaking get better. So let's let me tell you, you should listen a lot, and when you're listening you should just focus on what is being said rather than on how it is being delivered. And when you're listening to something, you should listen to something which is understandable for you. This understanding really matters, that you should understand whatever you're listening, not you should listen to something that you don't understand. You should get the message. For example, the professor is talking about marine biology. Maybe the professor is talking about an animal. And there might be some technical words, there might be some words that you don't understand. No problem. If you don't understand those words, no worries. Just think about what is that animal doing and how the professor explains it, and what is the professor going to deliver, what is the real message, not how the professor. You should not focus on the grammar that the professor is using, you should not focus on the words that he is using. You should just think about what you should think about the message, and it will eventually uh, pay off. Long story short, to give you an overall understanding of this video, we have a machine here, and this machine is for acquiring language. And when we put enough comprehensible input into that machine, eventually it will get full and it will start putting out, and that is the time that you can speak. And this speaking will be the result, not the cause. The way we speak, the way we practice in front of the mirror, we practice maybe in the bathroom, we practice when we are talking, we think in English. We want speaking to be the cause, not the result. But through having comprehensible input, the speaking will become the result. And you can do this by listening a lot and by putting enough comprehensible input. You can do it by listening to things that you like and are understandable for you, Like for me, it was listening to TED Talks. I liked them very much. New ideas, everything, interesting ideas about language, about a climate change, about anything. And I liked them a lot, and I was listening to those things. I very like National Geographic videos, and I was listening to them. I was watching them. I would download the videos, and I would watch hours just just watching the video and enjoying. And eventually, I got to a point that I have no difficulty in partially speaking. I might have some errors. There might be some errors still. I see these errors even when some professors they learn English as a second language. They are teaching in universities. They make these mistakes. It's also okay. But I am fluent. I can deliver what I mean without any difficulty, without any effort. So that's what I'm telling you, that you should have enough listening, listening matters. How much listening is enough to improve your mm, spoken English or the language that you're learning. I mean, I used English a lot because we are talking about English actually, that I'm teaching English. But you can use this method in learning any other languages. Doesn't really matter if you're learning German and Mandarin, anything else. That's through having enough comprehensible input, through understandable messages, that whatever you're listening, whatever you're watching, whatever you're reading, you should get the message that this message is understandable for me. But you should not focus too much on the vocabulary. You should not focus too much on the grammar, on the how. You should focus on the what, and eventually your speaking will get better. It sounds counterintuitive, but believe me, I'm someone who used this method and it worked for me and it will work for all of you. So, for doing a better research, I gave you some resources. You can go through YouTube. There you can search Stephen Krashen Comprehensible Input Theory. Is Stephen Krashen Comprehensible Input Theory. I'll write his name down here and you can search it. You should listen to him as well. And it will help you a lot. And at the end, thank you for watching this video. Till next videos. Bye bye.